The roar of engines shattered the golden afternoon haze. Bulldozers weren't supposed to be here, not on Carter Farm, and certainly not tearing into land my family had protected for nearly a century. The HOA thought they were above the law, thought they could intimidate me with glossy violation slips and smug threats. What they didn't know was simple. My name is Ethan Carter, and my deeds don't just cover this 600-acre farm. They stretch across every square mile of Meadow County itself. And today, the HOA was about to learn that you don't bulldoze a Carter's legacy without consequences. The first sign something was wrong wasn't the bulldozers, it was the silence of the birds. Usually, by late afternoon, red-winged blackbirds danced over my east field, weaving above golden stalks of wheat that swayed like a living ocean. But that day, the air felt heavy, still, like the land itself was holding its breath. Then came the sound. Engines, heavy, grinding, mechanical roars, growing louder until the windows of my farmhouse rattled in their frames. I was half asleep on the porch swing, boots dusty from fixing the irrigation line that morning, Rex, my old sheepdog, snoring peacefully at my feet. But when the earth beneath us trembled, Rex's ears shot up and he growled low, a sound I hadn't heard since coyotes prowled last winter. I stood, wiping my palms on faded jeans, and stared down the gravel driveway. 3 Caterpillar bulldozers, bright yellow against the sun's dying light, churned toward my property. Behind them, a white SUV led the charge, polished like a pearl, its chrome glinting. When it screeched to a halt, Olivia Barnes stepped out, HOA president of Willow Glen Estates. Her heels sunk into the gravel, but her stride never faltered. Clipboard in hand, sunglasses perched like a shield, she looked every bit the queen of suburban order. "Excuse me, are you the owner here?" she barked, waving a neon yellow notice. "I'm Ethan Carter. 3 generations of Carters have worked this soil since 1932. What's this about?" Her eyes flicked over my mud-smeared shirt, my weather-beaten hands, before settling on the barn behind me. "Your structures and crops violate HOA covenants, peeling paint, unsightly wheat fields. Our reports show your property drags down Willow Glen's premium home values by 12%. You're ordered to repaint or remove within 30 days or paid $250 daily fines." I laughed, though it came out more like a growl. "Your HOA doesn't cover Carter property. Never has." Her smile froze. "We'll see about that." She tapped her phone, heels clicking back to the SUV. Within seconds, the convoy rumbled forward, bulldozers grinding steel against the earth. "Stop!" I shouted, sprinting into the field. "This is private land." But my words vanished in the thunder of engines. That evening, stew growing cold on the stove, I hunched over the kitchen table as my phone buzzed. Michael Dunn, county clerk, high school buddy, man who knew every land deed filed in Meadow County, spoke fast, his voice urgent. "Ethan, listen. Olivia's filed easements on your east parcel. Community garden, koi pond, tennis courts, permits stamped by 3 county offices. Clearing starts at dawn." My stomach dropped. "They can't touch this land. 40 acres of wheat are sprouting." "Something's wrong, Ethan. Those papers, they look official, but the seals don't line up. Ethan, find your family deeds, the originals, or you're finished." The call ended. I yanked open my father's filing cabinet, pulling out leather-bound folders. Judge William Carter, my great-grandfather, had been both farmer and county judge. His meticulous record stretched back a century. Land deeds, water rights, mineral leases. My fingers trembled as I unfolded a yellowed map. It showed Carter holdings spanning 3 square miles, nearly the entire county, filed long before Willow Glen ever existed. And tomorrow, I'd need every scrap of proof to stop them. The next morning, engines shattered the dawn. I ran outside, heart pounding, still in pajamas. 3 bulldozers clawed through my fence, steel tracks ripping soil. Behind them, Olivia stood in a pressed teal blazer, flanked by 5 HOA board members sipping lattes. "I'm trespassing," I shouted. She smiled, holding up stamped maps with bold red lines slicing across my fields. "County records mark this parcel as community property. Your deeds weren't re-recorded after the 1950 subdivision. We're reclaiming. Reclaiming? My voice cracked with fury. You're destroying livelihoods. Her eyes glittered cold. Your grandfather sold conditional easements decades ago. They expired. You're finished. I dialed Sheriff Carla Roberts, lifelong friend and voice of reason. She answered breathless. Ethan, I checked. Your permits look valid, but this is civil. Without a court order, I can't stop them. Attorney. The word rang in my ears. Sandra Liu, college friend turned litigator, was my only shot. Sandra, I whispered into the phone. They're flattening my wheat at dawn. I need you. She said, I'll be there. By sunrise, I had spread every deed, every easement, every map across the kitchen table. My great-grandfather's voice echoed in my mind. Land is legacy. Guard it with truth. The fight had only begun. The packed Meadow County courtroom buzzed with tension. Farmers, residents, county officials, everyone came. At the front, Olivia and her polished entourage whispered smugly. She rose first. Phase 2 transforms 10 acres into wellness parks. Property values will surge 10%. Applause rippled. Then I stood. I'm Ethan Carter, descendant of Judge William Carter, founder of Meadow County. This land isn't just mine, it is the county. I clicked a projector. Onto the wall flashed the 1932 survey, signed in ink by Judge Carter. Gasps filled the room. This original boundary proves Willow Glen's claims fraudulent. And here, I held up another deed, exclusive water rights to Redwood Creek headwaters granted to Carter Farm in perpetuity. The crowd murmured, louder and louder. Sheriff Roberts rose. Based on this evidence, we launch a criminal investigation into forged records, illegal seizures, and water price gouging. 2 deputies moved toward Olivia, her face drained pale. I turned to the board. The bulldozers, stop now. The gavel struck like thunder. Court adjourned, Olivia in handcuffs, her empire crumbling. Back at Carter Farm, county surveyors restored boundaries. Water trucks flowed into Willow Glen, free at last from HOA extortion. My wheat, flattened in parts, still stood resilient, stalks golden against the breeze. Neighbors came one by one, offering hands, tractors, seed. For the first time in years, Meadow County stood united, not against each other, but against greed. I stood by the barn, Rex leaning against my leg, watching sunlight spill over Carter's soil. You wanted a fight, Olivia, and you got one. But I hadn't just protected my farm. I'd reminded Meadow County of something deeper. Power isn't in polished covenants or fraudulent maps. Power lies in truth, in family, in deeds inked by those who came before. And as long as a Carter walked this land, no HOA would ever claim it.